Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa Sledz and I am so excited to be with you today. I have been an entrepreneur for the last 14 years and really I wanted to create a channel that you could go to that was real, that was raw, that's vulnerable, that's valuable. And I'm very confident that you're gonna get that experience. So don't tune out, tune in. So today I wanted to cover talking about one of the major topics that has come up with women that I have worked with in business and myself on the struggle of being a woman and in business. In my opinion, here are a few concepts that moms especially should look at adopting. Because let's be honest, the struggle's real, right? Bull. That's my first point. It is unbelievable the cliches out there right now, the things that people tell themselves that they've heard from someone else, like money can't buy happiness, money is the root of all evil, back to the grind, this language of being busy, right? How many times have we said in our day to someone, oh, I'm really busy, and maybe not right now while we're in quarantine, but man, we will convince ourselves of anything. And so if that's the language that we're speaking, we're not only believing that, that maybe the struggle is real, but we're also putting that onto our children, putting that onto our spouse. And this is what my 3 kids, if I continue with that language, that's what they're hearing, that's what they're believing. And I don't want that. And so in order to remove the feeling of struggle and overwhelm, let's just work on our language. Let's completely remove that out of our vocabulary. One example that I have found is my husband used to go to work. I used to go to work. My kids would ask me, Ma, is daddy going to work again? Is mommy going to work again? And this just had kind of that negative connotation to what we do. And it shouldn't be work. So we replaced the word work with win. So where's daddy going? He's going to win. Where's mommy going? She's going to win. It's amazing how that makes us feel. How would that make you feel if you heard your kids say, daddy's going to win today, mommy's going to win today? It's just those little subtle changes in our vocabulary that really make a difference. The second thing that I believe has come up a lot when women associate struggle with women in business is guilt. We've all, I believe, especially myself, have all had that feeling of guilt sometime in our career, sometime of being a mom, especially when you're in business. I think we also need to take away the word guilt. What is guilt? Whenever I've felt the most guilty, I believe it's when I'm not running my schedule proficiently, when I'm not on it. And one of the things that I've really worked at getting better at is not necessarily planning. We hear plan your schedule week to week. I love that. That's great overall. But what works for me as a mom with 3 young children is before I go to bed, I pre-plan my day the next day. And we've all heard that. And so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. But I think that you really need to spend that time the day before for the next day and focus on, maybe it's hour by hour or what have you. But really the main part about guilt that I want to spend time on is focusing on where you're going and not today. Because when you're in the moment and you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling all this guilt on your shoulders, that's just because you're in that moment. That's because you're focusing on right now. I want you to spend some time focusing on where you're going and then bring your kids into that with you. I find when I'm communicating best with my children, when I'm sharing with them the vision of where my husband and I are going and what's most important to us and why we're working so hard and why we're on all these calls and why we're doing this, when I'm communicating really effectively with them, they know why it is that we're doing it. So I would just highly recommend, to remove a little bit of that guilt. Bring your children into the vision that you have for you and your family and your future. Do some goal planning with them. Tell them, what's important to you and why. And they're going to feel like they're included in all that it is that you want to accomplish. And I really believe that removes a lot of the guilt. Lastly, I think something that's really worked for me is just asking for help. And I understand that not everybody has a means for help. They don't have, maybe especially while in quarantine, we can't see people, we can't have them come over and help us or what have you. But something small that's worked for me is just communicating with my husband that I need an hour or 2 on my own. I need help right now because I'm feeling these feelings. And communication really helps with all of that. So don't be afraid to ask for help. And just understand that, if you're feeling these things, that's normal. But we got to focus more on the solution and less on the problem, and everything starts to go away. The guilt is removed. The bad language is removed. And we just go about our day in a much happier way. I trust that you got some value from that. I hope you're having an amazing day. And as YouTubers like to say, go like, go share, and go comment on all of my content, you guys. I'm excited for the next video to come. Take care.